So hello my grannies and grands. I am celebrating 14 years on Etsy. How did that happen? Stay tuned. So hello my grannies and grands. Lady Mari here, the hustling granny. And yes, I am celebrating 14 years on the Etsy platform. Oh my stars. I know I've been on it a long time, but gosh, just think next year is going to be 15 years. I don't know though. They're going to see some changes. You never know. But anyway, 14 years. How did I do it? There's part of me that's saying, I don't know. There's part of me that's just saying luck. But it is also the platform itself. The platform, I have to admit, as of this video, it's nothing like it was 14 years ago. Now, I got on Etsy coming out of eBay. I was on eBay in the late 90s. And it was the brainchild. It was the place to be. I did do very good sales. I basically was selling my crafts, but at the same time I was performing, making good money. So this was really a hobby. Now that's called a side hustle, but it was a hobby. Okay? Then eBay opened up and started letting in the Asian aspect. In other words, people that were selling really cheap things, and it got to be not so much that I lost sales, as much as it was that every time I posted something, they would say, oh, make it less, make it less, make it cheaper, make it cheaper. That's how you're going to make sales, make it cheaper. And yeah, there were sometimes I looked at, if I make this any cheaper, I may as well give it away. I don't even have the money to ship it, okay? So I started to look around for what else was out there. And Etsy hit the street, I believe, in 2007, maybe 2006. I got on it in 2009. And it was the brainchild. It was handmade. That's what it was about. It was giving people who were makers the opportunity to sell their items on a platform developed specifically for them. And I gotta admit, things went well. Let me tell you what started my store. Now, at the time, it was not called Made by Lady Mari. It was called The Elegant Harlot. Because at the time I was doing Victorian reenactments, I was a member of the Red Hat Society, and I was getting into burlesque. So, let me show you. This was my first project. This was my first product on Etsy. Isn't she gorgeous? At the time I had a mold that I had inherited, and I made probably 10 to a dozen of these, and then the mold just disintegrated. So right now I think I have maybe 3 of these left in my repertoire. Unpainted, because I paint each one as one sells, I paint it. And so this was the first thing on Etsy. Alright? Now I'm concerned that Etsy has changed its policies. And now this is no longer. This is a contraband. This was my second one. Now, really, it wasn't so much it was the second one. As you can see, I inherited a mold that was already a vintage mold at the time that I even inherited the mold. And it was the complete line of this kind of canisters, including a chef. And so, when I got on Etsy, I made the complete line, which was absolutely stunning. I think I have pictures somewhere. And it was stunning. And it sold very well when I was on Etsy. And there were a few other things that I sold as well. And at the time, it was my side hustle. Okay? Because I said I was performing, I was working, I was making good money. But this pleases me to do. It calms me down. I love to see the white piece become a character. Also, one of the things that I also sold on Etsy, which was not my ceramics, but it was something that I did, and that was these little hats. Because I was doing Victorian and steampunk, and it was a little hat like so. I make them from scratch. I make my own templates and I design my own hats. And I did a very good business on Etsy, even selling these. Well, coming further, Etsy has changed. There have been a lot of policy changes, procedures, what you can and cannot sell. They have also gone into the thing of telling you need to give free shipping, you need to lower your prices, you need to ship faster. You know, telling me as a person everything that usually machines do. So I'm still on it though, because yes, I still make sales. I have made my brand, which is now, I changed the name over to Made by Lady Mari, I believe in 2017. And that again, because I branded it as my craft place. And if you go to my site, that's pretty much what's there. I tried to do a little bit of jewelry and a little bit of this, but my thing is what I make with my hands. And that's the small hats as well as my ceramics. So, will I stay on Etsy another 14 years? That's out of my hands. That is for Etsy to decide. But at this point, I'm still pleased with being on Etsy. I'm happy with Etsy. It's not my only platform anymore, but it is my main platform. So, check out my stuff. It's madebylladymari.com. I do have another platform that is my backup to Etsy called the hustlinggranny.store.com. And those links will be down there or up there, wherever they are. But yeah, 14 years on Etsy. Well, I think when it comes to 15, that's when I'm going to break out the bubbly and we're seriously going to party. All right, this is Lady Mari, your hustling granny, saying smiles and sunshine. Until next time.